Hello, MC Scarbred. Is that you, sir?
It surely is.
How are you this evening?
Not bad. How you doing, Aaron?
I am doing well, sir. Thank you for asking. Before we get started, I gotta say, I was looking for a picture of you that would be appropriate to put up, and I didn't want to put one of your daughters in you. So I found one of you of Magic. You guys back in the day hanging out. So that's what I'm using as your photo. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
I think it's appropriate. Everywhere I saw you, I always saw Magic. So I think it's a
Yeah,
great
that's
photo.
my man.
You know
For
what?
sure.
And I actually have, I believe, a hoodie or like a windbreaker that you gave him, an Oakland Raiders windbreaker. That he.
Oh, okay, nice.
Well, and you know what? I've been trying to get. Oh, I shouldn't say I've been trying. I've been meaning to give it back to him for about a year almost. He left it at a festival, and I just haven't seen him ever since.
One of many, I believe.
I hope so. But anyways, with that, let's dive into some fun questions. What
Okay.
was the last song, non-drum and bass, that you listened to before we spoke?
Oh, what's that song? Wiz Khalifa, that one. The Paul Walker song. I forget the name of it.
I'm sure listeners are going to be calling you out on it, but I won't because I don't know what you're talking about. It's hip hop music.
It's you've been gone a long time. Wiz Khalifa. You know that song that Paul Walker had in his memory done?
You know what? When you,
Right.
I don't, but when you said that line, I thought of the Timberland and Aaliyah song. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Remember that?
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not saying the song that you're talking about isn't very popular. I'm saying I am very out of touch. But okay, with that, I know that you're a dad of is it three? Are you a father of three?
Four
Four.
daughters.
Are they all girls?
All girls.
Okay. And okay, so with that, this is I want to go fun with this. What's your favorite kids show? Like, what show when you're watching with your daughters are you actually engaged in, just like they are?
Ooh. Wow, there's so many of them.
Like for this is why I ask because I know Walt Disney and shows like Sesame Street. There was an ability that our parents could enjoy them with us because there were underlining jokes that we didn't
Well, yeah,
get.
it's
Right?
funny because it actually probably is Elmo's world, I'd say.
You're an Elmo guy, eh?
Yeah, Sesame Street and Elmo, I'd say.
Is it? And I'm out of touch, man. Is Sesame Street still the same characters like Oscar, Elmo, Big Bird? Are they still all there?
Oh yeah, it sure is. And all like the people in it too. Same people as from 20 years ago. It's quite amazing.
No, like I forget their name. Gord, I think was one of the black guy.
Yeah, he's still there.
He said so fuck the black
Shannon
guy.
guy's still there. It's yeah, you're still running strong.
That's a great show, man. I loved Sesame Street. One thing I'll say, there's an interesting story to be read. I believe Malcolm Gladwell did a book about it, and it's about one of the creators of Sesame Street actually left the show and went on to create the show called Blue's Clues, and
Okay.
his reasoning for leaving was that he didn't think that children should interact with the puppets. He thought that it would confuse children's imaginations on a very cerebral and cognitive level. That
Oh, definitely.
well, and here's the thing: I didn't grow up mixing my imaginative world with my reality world, and that's kind of what he thought. He also thought that children didn't have the ability to grasp many characters for a single object. For example, like an apple. An apple's red, it's round, it's a fruit, it's juicy, it's many things. But a child sees an apple for one thing at a time. That's why children can watch the same show over and over again and be entertained, whereas we as adults, after one time, are pretty much done.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah. So as a result, he left the show for creative differences and started Blue's Clues, which is another great kid show, right?
Okay.
But anyways, enough children's psychology. I want to talk about the beginning days of Scarbred. Let's go before even Scarbred. What was your first rave experience?
My first rave experience. Okay, it was probably, I'd say 23 hop. I can't remember the year. Probably 98-ish, I'd say. And I knew one of the security, a friend of mine, so she was like, all right, you and your friends come on in. So we're go in there. I was like, whoa, never been to anything like this before, right? Been to a few hip-hop parties, down to the warehouse when it was, King Turbo and whatnot. But I was in there and, I was pretty intrigued. It was quite an experience. And, I just, from there, the basement was open, I believe. We'd be going there every week, and so many big raves. I was probably around the CNE times,
So were you like, I gotta ask that. So did you go straight into jungle? You didn't start off with another genre and then go into drum and bass. You were 100% jungle from the gate.
Well, I mean, I was really into hip hop before jungle. Growing up in Scarborough, I also one of my good friends, DJ Shaman from Red Flame. He pretty much introduced me to like a lot of hip hop and reggae, and so he was pretty, influential as well. And I mean, it was a weird transition for me, going from hip hop to jungle, and I went pretty much straight to it because I loved it, right?
Yeah, but and there was no stage of happy hardcore with the book and the bracelets for Scarbred.
No, none of that. I mean, I used to go to the Comfort Zone and Spin Cat, all these house parties and whatnot, right? So
Spin Cats, that
I
was
was a part of the scene before, I actually got into the jungle too. But I mean, I guess like you pretty much started 254 days, for me.
Well, by 254, because that's where you and I met, and by then we were I think we were past we were still ravers, but we were past the purely recreational aspect. We were more into the let's be entertainers, let's do something. And was that okay? So let's get into that. Was that the beginning of Scarbred 254?
Yes, definitely.
You know what?
Sure.
I saw a great photo of you and Smurfy. Which big up to that guy if he's out there somewhere. Andrew, yes, Smurfy to fly. Yeah. And in the background, you can see MJ's head popping up, and I'm like, "Yo, it's MJ."
Tequila.
But
what a place that was.
And it was a home spot for many of us. Many of the people I've spoken to in these interviews I'm doing claim 254. Which, if you didn't know 254, it was a hole in the ground, really. It fit maybe 50 people comfortably. There was a little lounge couch area in the back.
Yeah.
I really liked the booth concept, though, the way you had to go up in that little window.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a nice little spot, but the capacity was small and it was hard to find. But once you found it, it was a nice little spot. And a lot of us called it home.
Oh, for sure. It was, I met everyone there, like you, all the Brampton guys, so many people.
It's true, and it is. We're talking to everybody. It's interesting to hear everybody bring it back to those days. A big group of us, at least.
Yeah, it was a great place for people, up and comers to show their stuff. And I mean, Natasha and Kindred and Villain, they were awesome for the whole time that they ran that. Right, they let pretty much anyone play that. Gave them the time.
No, totally, and they weren't just booking you; they were encouraging. Those three, especially Villain, Kindred, and DJ Catastrophe, Tasha, they were very influential. They created a platform, and they were very supportive and encouraged.
Definitely.
Like, come back, do it again, keep doing what you're doing. And that's okay. That brings me into the next question here. What was the first party that you actually threw, and was it under Future Sound? Was the first party Future Sound?
The first actual Future Sound party we threw at the docks in the side room, the Liberation Lounge. We brought Demolition Man and Million Dan.
And well, hold on, and Jay, I don't want to get you into Future Sound. Was that your first party? Was your first party renting the side room in the docks?
Yes. Well, the funny thing is that a bunch of us worked at the docks. We all got jobs there, like.
Oh yeah, you were a cook. That's right. You were a cook at the docks, right?
Yeah. So
That's right.
Myself, Magic, Chris Kaiser, Mighty Joe, we all worked at the docks, right? So even like before Future Sound was like anything, so we were all cooks there and whatnot, and when we all put our heads together and started to, do this Future Sound thing, we had like the backing of the docks too, so it kind of fell into our laps almost, right?
Yeah.
And actually, it was awesome. I exceeded everything that I ever thought that I would do. Like, I mean, it's been an amazing ride.
Yeah, as an artist and as a promoter, I'm sure. The way you say that, though, it's as if you're done. Is that safe to say that we're never going to see or hear from Scarbred again?
No, never.
Yeah,
Never.
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you know what that kind of brings me out of my next question. My next question was going to be about the formation of Future Sound. So I'm going to dive into the next one after that, which would be your sound as an MC. And I gotta say, this is something I find interesting about you as an artist. Is a lot of people, you and Original Vibe, Jesse, really stand out to me as individuals who have are backings behind promotion companies who don't do it to support themselves as artists or necessarily just promote their own sound. You're doing it really as a separate thing. It's you're Scarbred, but you're also Future Sound, and you're doing your party. You're not doing Future Sound so that you can put Scarbred on stage with Demolition Man and $1 Million Dan. You get what I mean, right? And,
I obviously everyone likes a spotlight, but I'm a pretty humble guy. I don't really look for too much attention, so to speak. So it's I'm pretty humble. I'm happy with everything that's happened with it. I mean, we had a good run, a really good run actually. But yeah, it's a part of me, man. And
well, and you know what, your parties were now they're nostalgic. Like when I look back at the lineups you guys put together, they were always great lineups. Your vibe was always very positive. They were fun parties to be at, and your crew, the group that you mentioned, you guys are good people. And you.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that there's Crash, and Kaiser are pretty much the brains behind Future Sound when it comes down to it. Bottom line, they're the hardest working promoters that I know.
Well, and I can vouch for, like, I remember both two of the guys. Kaiser, I don't think, maybe I've met, but I don't know it was Kaiser. But Crash, I specifically remember standing outside of clubs flyering with him, and Greg Animal, him and I remember, I think with Dro once, drove around all over downtown putting up posters like with tape. You remember people used to use like that milk compound? It was like,
that was the standard. I mean, we every high school in Toronto, in the GTA, 2-3 times.
You had to, because the kids would go and take the flyers fucking down to put on their wall. Guys like us at the time.
Yeah.
But
well, that was a good thing too. The all ages aspect of it too. I'm sure, we broke a lot of people's cherries with a few of our parties, right?
Definitely. And that's something we're missing right now. I don't want to go deep into that because I've done it already in a few of my podcasts, but we'd love to see all ages again.
Oh yeah, it's great. Bringing two different types of music together.
Well, that was another thing you always did. You always had a second room, right? It wasn't just drum and bass.
Yeah, that was a luxury of pretty much having the docks at our disposal, I guess. Other than the Opera House, we did a bunch at the Opera House too, and we did a few Afterlife, I guess, a couple there.
Yeah, Afterlife. Were you involved with the drum and bass? I remember there was like an awards show in 2008 or 9.
Oh yeah, those were both our shows.
Right? That was awesome.
Yeah.
What happened with that, Jay? Why'd you guys stop doing that? Was it just a lack of engagement, not enough heads?
See that? I'm on the phone.
This happens when we're recording live. Children don't know any better. That's okay, buddy. It's okay. But yeah, what I was asking is what was the reason for stopping it? Was it just not enough people? Was it that you guys didn't have the time? Because that was a great idea, and I don't understand why you stopped doing it.
Um, well, I guess, there's a time, and when it comes down to it, pretty much, I don't know. Hard to say. Hold on a sec, sorry, my
No
dog.
problem, man. See, and this could be one of those questions that it's hard to ask live because he might want to tell me things off the record that he's not ready to say on the mic.
Okay, I'm good.
You're good? See,
Yeah,
I got to talk.
she's being a little sneak.
What's that?
My daughter's being a little sneak.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
How old is she? The one that was just bugging you there?
Oh, she'll be 6 next month.
I shouldn't say bugging you. That's a mean thing. She'll be
Yeah.
6 next month?
6 next month.
Everyone's
and
fucking old, Jay.
The two little twins, they'll be 2 a month after that.
Well, God bless you, buddy.
Okay, so where were we? My bad.
We were at the Drum and Bass Awards, and I actually just said to the listeners, I don't know if you heard me, but I said this might be one of those questions that you're like, dude, you should have told me you were going to ask that. There's a lot of story behind that.
No, it's just, it's the time, and it's the demand, and it's just trying to meet everyone's needs and just try and plan it out. Who should get voted in, this, that, and like it really is like preparing 2 or 3 parties in one when you have to
I
do
bet.
an awards show.
Well, and when you got 4
And
children.
it's like, yeah, so to do that, it's just a little bit too much work, I'd say.
Well, and hopefully somebody grabs the reins from you and you can somewhat be involved because I'm sure it's not easy to do what you were doing without 4 children now that you have 4 children. And you're living, I'm not going to give away your location, but you're living north. You're not in the city like you used to be, right?
Yeah, I'm up by Barrie.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it is different. Like people think that, being, like I'm actually in the Port Credit area, which is only about a 20-minute drive from Toronto. But I say to people, I may as well be in Fort Erie because, I'm not involved.
Well,
I'm not.
I mean, thanks to Facebook, I feel like I'm at every party, every week pretty much.
Honestly, it is. Thank God for we're able to do this, right?
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, let's go back into your sound. Let's, like I say, step away from the future sound promotion. Let's talk about Scarbred, the MC.
Okay.
I have an answer to this question, which I'll wait until I hear yours to give it. But what would you say separates you from all other MCs? What is it about your sound?
Phew. I'd have to say I don't sound the same like all my bars. I have a lot of different lyrics that sound a bit different. I different tones. I might sing a bit here, sing a bit there. I remix a lot of songs that you probably wouldn't heard of into my lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, let's just say, like my Philly Summer Rude Boy from out Toronto, that one, right?
Of course.
So that is really from, I forget the song, but it's a reggae song, like, we some rude boy from Jamaica, clean on a muddy for they know the answer, or something like that. So that that's just one little peek into my mind, I guess you could say. Me as an MC, when I was coming up, I'm like a combination of all the Toronto MCs put together that I looked up to before I was an MC. That's kind of like me, I'd say.
Well, and what
I took everyone's style and like put it in my head and mixed it and boom. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
Especially guys like Caddy and Natural, who has been awesome to me.
Well, and what I would say, I definitely know the influence from the songs, the reggae style that you're talking of. The lyric you sang is from the song you did for my first CD. Well, the thing that stood out for me listening to you as an MC was your lyrical content, because you had a very strong lyrical flow. It wasn't a lot of gibberish, which is what I heard a lot when I met you. So I remember listening to you and I was like, yo, this guy's good, and I can hear him, I can understand him. Kind of like what I said to A2 when I first met him. I'm like, now here's an MC who holds the microphone right, enunciates his words, can fast chat without just going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, A2's been there from the beginning too, huh? Wow.
Totally. And
Four.
but your voice, I remember, because I'm a guy who I not to toot my horn, but I shock people with my voice when they see this little white guy, and then I grab a microphone and they hear me. They're like, "Wow!" I don't have the lyrical flow like some of you guys do, but just my voice can command the crowd.
Yeah, yeah. That was a big thing with me too. You know,
Exactly.
People had to hear me, had to be clear. You know.
You had to have good volume, but you did. You have, or you do. You have a great voice and a great ability to command the crowd with it. And you shouldn't be put on one of those mics that you have to cover your mouth and speak like this, so that like.
You're making me blush, man.
But okay, let's next question for you. What changes have you noticed in the scene since the day you started to where we are today?
Probably the amount of people going to parties. I'd say. I mean, I haven't been to too many parties in the past few years myself, but from what I see, I don't think the numbers are huge. But I'd say that social media is a great thing, you know, and all the producers that are coming out of Toronto are just, you know, blowing up the world.
Totally, and honestly,
I mean, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's definitely flourished. I mean, you know, it sucks that we can't go down to the CNE and have 20,000 people and have a jungle party there anymore. But the sound that's coming out right now is unbelievable.
Yeah, no, and what I was going to say is I have to say that's definitely a progression that many of us planted seeds, I hope, towards. Like, I don't want to say that we can take full credit, but in our day, it was pushed that you, being a DJ who picks up records from the record store and buys the same ones that every other DJ bought at that record store and then plays them somewhat in a different order, will not get you a booking unless you have a connection to a dub plate or you have somebody dropping white labels in your knapsack. You better get there and start producing your own music. And as a result of that, we are here, 20 years later, and you have hundreds, I would say, producers. Like when I tried to make the Vivid Mix CD in the early 2000s, it wasn't easy to find producers, man. Like it was tough to find people that were making their own music.
Yeah, that's right.
That were Canadian in Toronto. At first it was Toronto, and then I expanded out to all of Canada because it became so hard. It was like, well, if I just do Toronto, it's going to be the same 6 guys over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's amazing now where you could literally, like you said about the Drum and Bass Awards, it's hard. Like, where do you begin? You pick one guy and you get 20 people who told you picked the wrong guy. You pick the guy they think and you get 50 who told you picked that wrong. So
yeah, exactly.
There's so much out there right now, and maybe our ears aren't to the ground as they once were. You, because you have different priorities in your life, obviously, and you've moved away. Me, I just moved away. I don't have 4 children by any means. I got none. But
we gotta go golfing soon, though, eh?
Golfing, yes, you're a golfer, eh?
Well, I try to be.
Well, we all try to be. If you break 100, you're good. That's all I say. I'm like, just fucking don't be doing 120 looking for your ball in the woods, please.
I don't think I shot over 100 last year.
Good. That's all I ask. Like, and I'm not good, buddy. I started playing golf about 5, 6, 7 years ago now, and
that's about the same for me too, I'd say.
I just love, like, to be honest, it has part to do with my job. A lot of times we're out playing golf, getting deals done. Or my friends, like, it's a good social thing to go out, like you're just saying now, we got to go out and play some golf. It's fun to get out, shoot the shit, take in the aesthetics. I like playing on nice golf courses that have a nice layout that I can just kind of take it in.
Yeah, definitely.
And we definitely will, buddy. I'm actually, I don't know, I'll send you an invite if you want to come. I do a annual golf trip down in Niagara. Where it's a play and stay, so for like $250 you get 2 rounds of golf in your hotel. So we go down on the Saturday morning, We play for the day, then we go out and everyone parties around the Niagara region, and then we play Sunday morning, and then we leave. So
Okay.
it's fun, man. I'll send you the invite. You can come if you want. Invite whoever
Sure.
you want. But anyways, so that we talked about the changes in the scene. It's basically a population thing, which I totally do see what you see. What would you say was the pinnacle of our scene? Has it happened already? Is it still to come? Are we in it?
Um, I don't think there will be a pinnacle. I think we'll always be striving for better and for more. I mean, there was a golden era. I'd say that paved the way, but the future is limitless.
I like that. You know what? I like that outlook in life. And I think that that's a great answer. And it's such a simple question, but if you go back in my videos and listen to the responses I've gotten some great answers to that one simple question. And I think that they're all right. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what the future holds. I mean, who knows? Maybe Echo Beach will fill up with 10,000 junglers one day. Live Nation.
Yes, let's see if that happens one day again soon. But here's the thing: when I see the festivals that are occurring, I don't like the lineups. Like they're not our music. When I see the
No, definitely not.
Digital Dreams or whatever it is, and nothing against is Jesse still behind that stuff? Like
I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I want to get a hold of him. I reached out to him once. I should reach out to him again. He'd be a great guy to talk to.
For sure.
And okay, when can we expect to hear something new from Scarbred, and will we see anything new from Future Sound?
You'll definitely see Future Sound again. When? That's a question to be answered. But you'll definitely see Future Sound again. Guarantee that. As for me, I mean, I play up in Barrie a few times a year, so I like to support the local scene up here.
Is that for Anne?
No Rest for the Wicked and Carrie Contraband.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah.
The Barrie crew, yeah, you gotta love. I did shows in there years ago, and I remember there was a club called the Rocks, and it was right next to the police station. And I was like, that's very convenient, eh? If you get fucked, you just go right there. You're just right there. Okay, so if you do have any links to music we can hear or anything to do with Future Sound that people can check out, anything to do with Scarbred, please send me the link. I'll put it down below when I post this video, okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a Future Sound page on Facebook.
You should keep a hotline alive. That's the other thing. You guys were a hotline company, weren't you? Where you had the
333 info.
Exactly. So you should. Is that still alive? That hotline?
I don't think so.
It should be. Get it back on. That's like just for us. I was telling Caddy. You remember Caddy Cad's old pager?
Oh yeah.
The ding-a-ling.
Yeah.
So I asked him, is it still going? And he's like, you know what, brethren, it's not going, but I do have it. And I'm going to leave that voicemail on your phone just for you.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm holding you to it, Caddy. And if you're watching this, Caddy, I'm holding you to it. Okay, last question for you, Jay, and then I'm going to let you go. 5 items. This is my infamous vault question. If you've seen any of my interviews, I ask everyone this question. If you could put 5 items into a vault that would encapsulate Toronto's rave culture, what would those 5 items be? I'm taking by the pause that you've never heard this question. I can give. Do you want an example of answers people?
I'm gonna put Marcus Visionary in there.
Marcus, I love it. Marcus, he's going in the vault. It's supposed to be his birthday party.
Mystical and Sniper in there.
Okay.
Lush has got to go in there too.
Okay, hold on. You're putting in all the Toronto local DJs. I'm not going to count that as 4 different things. You cannot just count 5 DJs. Okay, that's 5 things in the vault. That is one thing, Scarbred. You are not getting off that easy. Okay, I'm going to say the Toronto local crew in there. If you'd like to big them all up, you can, but I don't think we have time. Medicine Muffin, Dr. No, Jungle PhD, Marcus Visionary. And then you've got our eras, right? Like you've got to throw in. I just interviewed Dominic, and
Yeah.
I don't identify. Sorry.
I have a T-shirt that's from Fast Forward party we did with Nikki Black Market, Skibba and Shaba at the docks, and Anabolic Frolic in the Happy Hardcore room. But I have a shirt that is signed by like everyone. I got feature sounded at Fast Forward. I got feature sounded at Fast Forward. So definitely put that in the box because I've had that for.
That's a great item.
Party.
That's a great item. Okay, how about can I push you towards another item? How about, because to me you were the last ones to really do this, a Future Sound poster. The posters that you guys used to put up on all the poles, not the little,
yeah.
but the actual big posters.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of those hanging out.
That's all. Okay, so we got 3 items. We've got Jungle DJs. We've got the Fast Forwards T-shirt that's autographed by all the artists, and we've got a poster. 2 more items. What are those 2 items?
I'll probably put my first record that I ever bought in there, Mr. Fosse.
Awesome.
And one more item. Oh, that's a hard one now. I'd probably put my first rave ticket that I bought in there.
Do you remember what it was?
I don't have right now, but yeah, I put a rave ticket in there from 1990. What?
You know what? You were actually. I remember years ago. I was at your place, and you went into your bedroom and came out with a flyer with my name on it. Excuse me. That was from 254. If you remember, it was the one that Villain had put the sticker on, so he could put my name on. So he had actually put all the stickers with my name on them.
That's right. That's right.
You had that. I don't know. I think you gave it to me, and I ended up losing it. I think that's what happened with that flyer. But you've always been a person that held on to the old things, and that's great.
Same with Magic. Magic's got the treasures, boy.
I bet.
You gotta go over his place and check it out, man.
I do. And you know what? He invites me. Like, I was supposed to go for Super Bowl, and I was supposed to go for, like, he's very kind in inviting me. It's the travel, man.
Okay, so let's make a deal. We'll go there next Super Bowl for sure.
For sure, man. Next February, I'll see him at. I really hope that I see him before then, dude. But
oh yeah, I'm sure you'll see him for sure.
Ah, man. But yeah, okay. To his place, you're right. Like I don't know when I'll make it out there, but yes, okay. I promise. The two of you and I make a promise right now. We are going to Magic's for Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, man.
All right. With that, I'm gonna let you go, Jay. This was him, MC Scarbred, one of the men behind Future Sound. Thank you, dude, for taking the time to chat.
Yeah, thank you too, man.
All right, buddy. You have a good night.
Take care.
All right, take care. Ciao. There he is. Thank you guys for listening. That was a guy I've known for a long time. I don't want to think about it really. About 15 years, to be honest. And yeah, we grew up in the scene together, and we both got into promotion. I'd say his was much more successful than mine. I threw a few parties, he threw much more, and the parties he threw were much bigger. Involved many more people helping out as well. And if you were there, you missed those parties. It was a fun time. We were spoiled, we were pampered, and we didn't appreciate it when we had it. But like he said, it might not have been the pinnacle. We could always go back there again. And with the revolution of all the talent we have brewing in our city right now, it could happen. So anyways, with that, as always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, guys, peace out.